Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is June 29th, 2021, and it is Tuesday, and we're going to have a Trivia Tuesday for today. And because of, or in honor of, what happened last weekend at Western States, Jim Walmsley are winning that race in a bucket hat. I thought we needed to find some other famous bucket hats, and that's what the subject of today's trivia is. Some of these questions are running related. Most of them are not, but it's about other famous bucket hats that are in popular culture, I guess. So that's what we're going with today, because I think everyone, the running world at least, seems to be, the trail running world is obsessed with the bucket hat, and it's starting to spread out to other areas of the running community as well. So I just think that's pretty awesome. So today I've got for those of you who are on the podcast and are listening and can't see, I am wearing my bucket hat. I'm not a huge fan of the bucket hat. I think it looks funny on me. But I bought another one this summer because I saw this one. This one's by Mission. It's not the Hoka one. I don't have one of those. But I saw it advertised on Instagram, and that's really effective for me. And they said it was supposed to be a cooling bucket hat because you get it wet, and as it evaporates, it cools you off and it protects you from the sun in all directions. So this is my bucket hat. I got it for going to the lake. Just going to the beach with the girls when we're out there on the sand and it's hot and sunny. But I really haven't had much chance to use it yet. So I thought I'd wear it today for famous bucket hat Trivia Tuesday. So that's what's going on, guys. It's for and to follow up on those of you guys who are just listening on the audio only version. I hope you're having a good run, first of all. But it's from Mission. They do lots of other kind of just outdoor apparel type of stuff. And it's kind of like gray camo. And really, really floppy. It does have a couple of buttons on the side, so I can put it up kind of like Crocodile Dundee style. Although I don't think he was wearing a bucket hat. Is that considered a bucket hat? I didn't count that as a bucket hat, but so I could wear it kind of like this, which I think makes me look even more strange. So I kind of just leave it unbuttoned and down. I never wear it with the front up. That looks super strange, but that's what's going on. All right, everyone that's watching on YouTube after the fact, hopefully you guys are at the end of your day and can relax, or maybe at a relaxing point at the start of your day. Welcome. Glad to have you guys too. All right, let's see who's in the chat. We got Vincent Venier says, good afternoon, co-fam. Did 7-11 miles this morning. Nice, I like that, 7-11. 5 days until first race since the beer bug. Doing a 5K. Awesome. Very cool. Recycle on Wednesday says, hi, everyone. And Ninja Shifu says, hey, how's everyone doing? What's going on, Ninja? And let's see. Martha's here says, hi, people. What's going on, Martha? How are you? Good to see you again. And Steve says, hey, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Surgeon is giving me the go-ahead to exercise as normal. Awesome. Let's get a cowbell for that. Great news, Steve. And it says, now to undo the last 7 weeks of doing nothing. Ooh. I think it'll come back faster than you think, Steve. But it's good news that you've got the go-ahead to get back into it. Awesome. All right. Stevie 76, when I mentioned Crocodile Dundee, said that's not a hat, this is a hat. Oh, that's funny. And Martha says, when the front up, it looks like a sombrero. It does look like a sombrero up front, doesn't it? I think just because this one's really wide brimmed and just the way it looks on me, it kind of looks that way. But yeah. All right, New Veterans got one more day on crutches for himself. And it says, the left leg is so strong now. Yeah, you always get that imbalance, left and right side. Daniel M says, I too am wearing a bucket hat. Nice work, Daniel. And Dr. Josh, what's up, fam, says, I can't see Co's hair. Where is it? It's all under here. But this hat, see, that's how wide brim this hat is. It covers it all up. And Shannon says, Co, Finley loved the cowbell. Thank you. She wanted me to tell you she counted to 700 at preschool yesterday. That is fantastic. That is so great to hear. All right. Yeah, Martha's laughing at the side snaps. I mean, I don't know. I think that I feel like if you were running in a race, it's got a nice strap down here too. So when it gets windy, it doesn't blow off. But I feel like, this could be chill mode, and this is race mode. Ready? I'm coming to the aid station, or maybe I'm just suffering through some of the heat. And now I'm now it's time for business. No, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Mark says he uses this kind of hat when he cuts the grass. I think that if I had yard work to do, which I don't, but if I did, I think that I would definitely wear this hat. And Chase the Summit. What's going on? Dave says, I wonder how many folks I'm going to see on the trails with bucket hats now after Western States 100. I think you're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see a lot. It was like the rumblings around the track, like everyone was waiting for Jim to come in on Saturday, was like, oh, a bucket hat, huh? Who would have thought? Which I thought was pretty funny. Yeah. And Samuli Hersey says, the Irish country hat is the forefather bucket hat. To me, that is Australian hat, which you are wearing. Yeah, I don't think that this is really a bucket hat, but it's the closest thing that I had. You know, I mean, I think, and we could talk about it more in terms of what the real bucket hat is, but I was kind of going with a wide brimmed hat. It's the only wide brimmed hat. I do not have a bucket hat. I don't think this hat looks great on me, and I don't think bucket hats tend to look good on me either. But, you know, I'm at the age where I'm like, I need the sun protection. I'd rather be covered. So that's what I'm going with. All right. All right. Let's get to the first question, just so we get into the trivia for today. And maybe we'll end early because the trivia, I think, is going to go pretty quick. But we'll get to the first question. Speaking of, like, since we're on talking about bucket hats. All right. The first one's going to be easy, but it gives you kind of sense of like what the questions that are going to go for today. First one is, name the bucket hat wearing character from the TV show that followed the story of 7 castaways on a tropical island. This is a warm up, so this one should be quick. Yeah, Martha says, still saying that the bucket hats don't do anyone favors in the looks department. Yeah, I'm not sure. But and someone also mentioned, I forgot that where it is, but someone mentioned that Nike made a bucket hat first, and I think that is correct. I think that there is a Nike, like when I did a search for bucket hats, a Nike one also popped up. So I don't know if it's new for this year or if it's one they've had for a while, but yeah, they're not the only ones to make it, but I don't know if they made it for running. That's the thing. All right. So looks like Jay Pelican came in first with Gilligan, which was the easy one. That was a warm up, right? Everyone got that one. I think most people got it. Daniel, Eric, good to see Eric, Chris, we got Vincent. Yeah, everyone got it. So Shannon said Lost. See, that's why I tried to make the question a little tricky with a curveball by saying like just TV show, not like sitcom or drama or whatever. I've never watched Lost. Maybe there was a bucket hat wearing character. Oh, the answer we were looking for was Gilligan. Awesome. Good job. And all right. Steve 76 says, Seth. Does Seth have a bucket hat? Does he run with one? I know when it gets super sunny for him, he wears that hat with the flap, like the drop down flaps, that one. I don't know. Is he still wearing that one? I remember that one. And for a while, like I would show that to my wife and she'd be like, you should get one of those too. And I'm like, I don't know if I can pull those off. I don't know if Seth was pulling off, but I know that I can't pull it off. But it is a very functional hat. So I thought about that. Yeah, Daniel said, I never noticed the Nike hat before this year, but it is in their runners collection. Oh, I see. Awesome. And John Ader says, CLA makes some great bucket hats too. They do? Oh, Stevie 76 with my wife. Oh, man. And Garrett Meek says, I last owned a bucket hat when I was in grade 3 or 4. My entire family has them. That's the other reason I got one. My wife has been wearing them for a long time. Hers are super wide brimmed. And then my kids always have them. And we put them on them when they go to the pool or go anytime they're going to be out in the sun. So, yeah. Martha says, the baseball caps with the drop down sides look even worse than bucket hats, in her opinion. And wouldn't that feel hotter? Walmsley's made buckets cool, so I'll go with it. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to see if I can get one. I saw that Peter Bromka, he copped one, so he got one. So he was excited about it. He heard about that Walmsley ran and won the race with the bucket hat on. And so he's like, I'm going to try that. So we might be seeing Bromka with it, but I don't know, that'd be interesting. Bromka is a pretty heavy Nike guy, so he runs with the Bowerman Elite. So it'll be interesting to see him mixing those up with his Nikes on. And Martha said the CLA ones are the best. I'll have to look at those too. Do we have to do a bucket hat review? Oh, man. I think we need to do that. And Michael Conan says, hi, first time here. It says, I found you recently and love your work. Sorry for the non-trivia question. Have you tried RC Elite 2? RC2 versus Next Percent 2 for a marathon? I use a 4% Flyknit and I love it. No problem with the non-trivia question because the trivia is just for fun. But if anyone has running questions, feel free to drop it in. I have not tried the RC Elite 2 yet. They were supposed to be getting sent to me, but I haven't received them yet. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. So like I would buy it, but someone said they were sending them. I should probably follow up. I have a feeling, I mean, the Next Percent, I haven't tried the Next Percent 2. I don't plan on it. I tried the Next Percent. It's a fantastic shoe. So like, you know, it's not a bad choice no matter what you're comparing it against. And the RC2, I think it's going to be a lot of people's marathon shoes from what I've heard about it so far. But I'll have to see when the testing comes in. All right. Martha says, yes, a bucket hat review. I need a female model for a multiple tester review. I think we might have to do that, Martha. Maybe we could do that. I don't normally do multi-tester reviews because then it kind of slows me down. But I feel like for the bucket hat, since I don't really like it that much, or like I don't think I look good in them, I don't think I could pull it off. Maybe I need someone else to help me model some of them. All right. Sai says, any tips to gain more endurance? I would say run more. You don't have to run it fast, but you need to be on your feet more. So if you're running 3 times a week, maybe add a 4th day. If you're running, 3 miles at a time, maybe one of those times, make it 4 or 5 miles. So like slowly run more. And that's how you build endurance. All right, let's get to question number 2. All right, name the rap group that loved not only bucket hats, but also loved their Adidas. So it's not running, but it's tying it back to shoes a little bit. What's the rap group that loved not only bucket hats, but also Adidas? I feel like this one's pretty easy too. Because if you don't remember that they were, and they didn't always wear bucket hats, they wore other wide brimmed hats. But Shannon with a good guess, Wu-Tang, because I'm always bringing it back to Wu-Tang. But I think, let's see, who came in first with it? I'll go quick because I think this one's pretty easy. Rain Runner came in with Run DMC. Vincent also had it. Nubetra, Jeff Elliott, Mark. You guys know your bucket hats. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Did someone put Naughty by Nature in here? Daniel? I don't think that they wore bucket hats, did they? I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. This bucket hat though is really confusing the focus on the camera. So maybe I need to wear it up like this way. I feel like the only time you can wear it this way is if you're like, maybe if you're gardening. I don't know. I feel like this is a gardening look, or maybe if you're a child. Does anyone wear their hat this way? And that is an adult when they're out. I don't know how to wear this hat. I got to be honest with you. I don't know if I could take this thing for a run. I think it would. I guess it's. If I were to run with it, I think it would just go like this the whole. I think it would look like this the whole time, which would be kind of funny. Maybe with some sunglasses. I don't know. Sai says, I'm always getting shin splints when I'm increasing capacity. Any other tips? LOL. If you are, if it's shin splints for sure, my understanding is you can run through shin splints. You just got to get through them. So I would say if you have shin splints, don't let the shin splints stop you from maintaining your level of consistency. If you can manage that pain. And then once your body adapts to the loads that you're putting on it by running, then you can increase your capacity.
What are shin splints?
What are shin splints? Shin splints are a pain that you get kind of in the front of your lower leg and it kind of feels like you got bruises on there, and you feel the bruises when you're running. That's kind of the way that I would describe it. Yeah, my daughter wants to know what shin splints are. So I would say that if you can't run more and you want to increase your endurance, then I think you need to look at cross training. So cycling and swimming are 2 activities I would look at, or elliptical. A lot of people are running on the elliptigos, which I think are very strange, but if that's something that people love, awesome. So those are things I would say. Like, you want to be getting up there relatively low heart rate, so you're not racing on it, but you want to be out there, getting the heart rate level up for longer periods of time. So that's one way that I would do it. All right. Jeff Elliott says, I tried something new after my hot lunch run, lost 2.5 pounds during a 30-minute run, and then got in a completely cold bath in an attempt to stop sweating. He said it was nice to get in a bath and not shocking like a real ice bath. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to control the core temperature and get it down. That's the fastest way to get your core temp down. So I think that sounds nice. But did it stop you from sweating? That's the thing. I remember when I used to go to the gym before work, this was years ago, I would, do my workout in the morning, get showered at the gym, and then head to work. And I would still be sweating by the time I got to work. It was miserable. But I guess I was like putting on like a suit. So going from like workout to shower to suit is just, no matter what time of year, it's terrible. All right, let's go to question number 3. It's number 3. We'll go to quick because it's related to it's about the same era as Run DMC, but which not talking about Run DMC because they may have worn these too. But what other rapper was known for fuzzy Kangol bucket hats? I think someone already mentioned it earlier when we were talking about Run DMC though. Yeah, you guys knew this. Wow, you guys came through hard on it. You guys knew right away. New Betra, I got it. LL Cool J, Luis Becerra came in with LL. So did Eric, Mark. Sometimes I keep saying Jamiroquai. For all. Did Jamiroquai wear a bucket hat? I don't remember. All I remember about Jamiroquai is that crazy video. That was a fantastic video. I did like that song a lot too on its own, but yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Martha says, I don't know any of this trivia, so I'm majoring in wisecracks today. Funny. And Kurt says, I forgot he wore bucket hats. I forgot it too, because I was doing like an image search for like famous bucket hats. And he popped up. I was like, oh, I remember he wore those. It was like super fuzzy, like bright red Kangol bucket hats. And I was like, what is this? Like, is he wearing that for real? Like, I was like, I can't imagine he like goes out and wears those. But I don't know. Interesting. MC1796 says, I was listening to a coach at the Olympic trials and they had the distance athletes wearing ice vests during the warm-ups to keep the core temps down. Yeah, I think that Nike, I don't know if they developed them, but like I remember reading Meb's book. They talked about how they had those. And what the coaches would do at the Athens marathon, it was supposed to be super, super hot and humid. And what they had these ice vests, and the coach wanted to find like a blast chiller, like a restaurant grade, like a super industrial chiller, and he was able to secure them in those overnight. And then he transported the ice vest in a cooler full of ice, so that way it would stay as cold as possible until they put the ice vest on. Now, an interesting thing is that speaking of like ice vests, is that I was listening to an interview of Walmsley, and he was saying he ran with the naked belt. Which his doesn't say naked all over it. So I don't know if he just wears it inside out or what, but I couldn't figure out what belt he was wearing. But then he mentioned in an interview that he was wearing the naked belt. But it didn't have any letters on the back of it. And he said that because he had the waist pack on, the belt, it created like a closure for his shirt. And so what he just started doing was he had people dump ice down the front of his shirt. So it was all like in his belly and around his waist. And he just ran around like that. And I saw him right after an aid station right at Michigan Bluff. And I don't recall hearing any ice or seeing any ice sloshing around in his shirt. So maybe he didn't do it at that one. Because he did say at one of the aid stations he forgot to do it when he left. So maybe that was the one where he forgot to do it. But he was like, I wasn't planning on doing that going in, but it worked out really well. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like I'm onto something with the running belt. I didn't even know that he ran with a running belt. I don't think I've ever seen him run with a running belt before, but he ran with one for Western States. I just never noticed. He may have every single time, but I don't know. Yeah, Sue says, maybe it was an older version naked belt. The new ones have huge letters on them. Now, I just looked at the new, but I remember like naked used to only be the weird, it looks like a sports bra. It used to only be that. And that said naked on it real big. And I was like, that's kind of dumb. I don't like that. And so I think naked products have always had said naked on it real big. you know? So, yeah. Chris Yao says a lot of people in Miami get nervous when they see ICE vests. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's see. Sean Marshall says bucket hats are back. And Daniel M says bucket hats never left. That's funny. And Daniel says that he is sponsored by Nathan and he used to wear the Mirage belts and they were super small. Oh, but I'm pretty sure he said he wore a naked belt. So did he not? Maybe, I don't think, maybe I misheard naked for Nathan. I'm pretty sure he said naked. It's the I Run Far interview the day after. I'll have to go look at that again. Is he still sponsored by Nathan? He had a hydro pack, I think. So like it could have been from any brand in terms of the water bottle that I saw he had in his hand. But I don't know like what, I don't know what the belt is. Sai says, does heavy eating affect endurance running or do I need to eat like a rabbit? You need to eat to fuel your training. So heavy eating immediately before running can affect your endurance training. But you're burning a lot of calories. So you need to take in a lot of calories and not just junk food either, preferably. But you got to make sure you're getting, the proteins and the fats and the sugars that you're going through, not only during your runs, but in terms of rebuilding from those workouts to sustain yourself to adapt and grow. Not tall, but to grow and develop. So you want to make sure that you're eating not just a lot, but eating to fuel the performance you're looking for. Great question. Daniel M says that Walmsley would wear 2 Mirage belts, the Nathan smaller belts, and 2 hand flasks back in the day. I'm trying to think if I've seen that. I think the weirdest look is when people wear the vest and the belt. I'm like, that's a lot of load to carry. And I'm like, unless you're doing like a completely self-supported event, like I'm like, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't hurt to stop at the aid station. Because like when I did the 50K, not that I'm an expert, but like when I did the 50K, I was thinking like I want to rely on the aid stations as little as possible. But now I'm like, no, I think I need to rely on the aid stations more. That's kind of what I'm thinking. All right. Jeff Valley says, I'm mostly plant-based and vegan, so I eat like a rabbit a lot of the time, but I'm also eating 3,000 plus calories most days. Yeah. I mean, you gotta eat a lot. You gotta eat a lot if you're burning through a lot, Garrett says, I saw him take a belt off at one of the later aid stations on the live stream, and it came out of nowhere like it was under his shirt, though. Well, maybe when he got hot and the ice had already melted, he like let it out. I mean, that's the main reason I like the belt, is that then there's nothing clamped down on you if you have a vest. And if the shirt can fit over it, then, you're still getting ventilation a little bit, So I don't know. I'll have lots of things to try. Rain Runner says, I would like to mention another famous bucket hat, the neighbor on Home Improvement. That's right. I don't have them in my trivia today. That's a good one. It's a really good one. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Eric Vensky says, do you adjust your interval on and off times when it's really hot and humid? It was really hard to maintain this morning, so I thought about tailoring down next time. I think it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to hit paces, then I might give yourself a little bit more recovery. So it depends on kind of like the purpose of the workout. If you want to be able to hit like certain power numbers, and that's the point of it, to work that kind of strength, then I would give yourself a little bit more of a break. Because if it's supposed to be a recovered repetition, then you might need to adjust. But if it's something where you're trying to do something more like threshold training and the rests are really important, then I would keep the rest the same, but adjust the work phases. So that way you're still working hard, and you're getting the right like cardiovascular stimulus, and the recovery is the right amount of recovery. So that way for the next one, you can still hit that right kind of like heart rate zone or intensity zone, without having to, run like a super long threshold rep, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, Eric? That's what I would do. I would tweak the intensity of the on versus like adjusting the off so much. All right. Alicia Marie Fitness says, just bought some speed ones and my right pinky toe is pinching them. Any thoughts on lacing up differently or sizing, etc.? Yeah. If your right pinky toe is pinching, I think the lacing could help a little bit. I mean, you could loosen the laces all the way towards the bottom to give yourself a little bit more room towards the toe box and the vamp area. I think Ben Johnson on Instagram recently posted something on like different lacing styles, like if you're going over to under or over, like under to over or over to under in terms of how you're lacing them through, it makes a difference. I don't think I've ever noticed different. Maybe my feet aren't sensitive enough to notice that difference, but that's something that can be done as well. But if they're brand new, and you got them from a store, you might be able to go and check, maybe you can exchange them for a larger size. But I feel like if the rest of the shoe feels great and it's just a little bit of the pinky toe, depending on how bad it is, I might kind of be like, that's just the way the shoe fits, and going up a size, I think will kind of may change the dynamics of the shoe a little bit. So I think you got to kind of play it by ear, but it doesn't stretch a ton from when you first get it. So if it's a real if you think it's going to be a problem now, I would consider switching sizes. All right, Jeff Light said, did I miss Swimming Talk? How's it going? Are you watching any videos about it? GTM might be a good resource. I'm watching all videos about it. So if you looked at my YouTube page, like everything it's feeding me now is just swimming videos, because that's what I'm watching a lot of. And I think I'm improving, yeah, I think I'm improving slowly but surely. I swam yesterday. I swam today. Yesterday, I tried the pull buoy. Today, I swam with the kickboard. I think the big thing is the breathing for me. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with that. So I got to work on some of that. And then I think if I can nail that, a lot of other things will fall into place. But I also feel like when other things fall into place, it makes the breathing part easier too. So maybe I'm wrong on that, but I'm trying to do some drills to isolate some stuff, and I'm getting those drills from Triathlon Terran, GTN, Swim Gym. There's a lot of YouTube channels that I've been watching to kind of like understand like what's going on, because right now when I look at myself swimming, it just looks like a giant windmill like of an action, and it doesn't feel like that when I'm doing it, but when I look at it, I'm like, oh, it looks like I'm trying to touch the bottom of the pool with each stroke. And so I got to work on that, and we'll get there. And Jeff J wants to know, am I self-coaching? Are you working with someone? I'm self-coaching. So I'm going to see how I can get on with it with watching a bunch of YouTube videos. I did buy one of Triathlon Terran's books. And I'm just watching a ton of YouTube videos. And I think that I just got to get in the water a lot and get comfortable with it. And hopefully we'll get there. And Jeff says, have you thought about doing a couple lessons with a coach? They might have adult tri-specific sessions. Yeah, when I signed up for the gym, the person that signed me up, I think she was new. And she was like, oh, you're swimming for, I was like, yeah, I'm signed up for triathlon. She's like, oh, I think one of our trainers swims. I think she does lessons.
Wait, that's why you're swimming?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I thought you were just practicing swimming.
Oh, no. I'm doing a triathlon. My daughter's like, wait, that's why? She didn't realize I was doing a triathlon. Yeah, so maybe I'll call the gym and see if they have a coach that's there that can give me some tips. But I also feel like I need some, I don't know, maybe it'll help. I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm sure it would. But I'm also on a really tight schedule. So it's just I don't know. I have this fear, because everything I do is pretty public, of if I get a coach and then I'm still bad at something, that it will reflect poorly on the coach. So I'm always let me just mess things up on my own for a while. That's and then we'll kind of go from there. So that's kind of where I'm at. Jeff Elliott says, I always had trouble swimming at a relaxed pace, and the pull buoy was the most helpful thing for me. Hope to work on it more later this year. Yeah, I really like the pull buoy. Because then I feel like part of like some of the moving parts get eliminated, and I feel like I can just kind of focus on something. So yeah, I think I'll be using it a lot more too. All right. And Lee says, breathing drills are also very important. If you learn to float, the swimming is going to get easier. Yeah, I was thinking about, people have been mentioning that. I'm like, I don't need that. I think I definitely need it. Like just floating. Because like there's this one woman that comes to the pool, and I've seen her there. I've been to the pool 3 times now. So I can't really speak to what's regular or not. But 2 of the 3 times that I was there, she was there. And she's a lot older than I am. And she swims really slow. But she's not out of breath. She doesn't look like she's sinking to the bottom of the pool like I feel like I am. And I'm just like, and yeah, she's just doing great. And she gets a lot of exercise. She swims a lot of laps. So I'm like, I need to figure out a way to like breathe like she does. I don't know how she's breathing. I'm like watching her and I'm like, when does she breathe? But she's great at it. So like, she's not super fast, but she's getting in the pool and she's getting the laps in. So I'm like, I got to figure that out. Mr. Western says, checking in to say hi. Haven't made a live stream in a while, but loving the podcast version. Well, thanks. I'm glad you're listening on the audio. If you can't make it here live, that's great. I'm glad that, I always love to hear. My daughter says, obviously she's a mermaid. Maybe she is a mermaid. She has like one of those flowery swim caps. So maybe she is. But yeah, I always love hearing when people tell me that they listen to the audio version. I see like the numbers on it and they're not huge. So I'm always like, is it worth it? But it's not that much extra work to put it up, just the audio version. So I'm always glad to hear when people are enjoying it that way too. All right. Let's see. And Matt says, I think that pull buoy will help you get your leg position corrected. And you can actually work on breathing. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. It also just kind of helped me, in terms of the leg position corrected, it helped me figure out like, oh, this is where they should be. And it feels very different from where they were before, so I feel like, I'm sensing it. So, well, yeah, I like it. I like the thing. It's kind of a weird thing. Like take this piece of foam, squeeze it between your legs, and now go swim. It sounds kind of weird, but I think it's a good tool. I like it. All right, let's see. Sean says, "Can you do a review of bicep floaties?" Asking our friend. Oh, that's so funny. It's funny. And Steve says, "You need to find the right burrito to make you swim faster." On the burrito front, there's more news. I think it was it Centrowitz who said after he won no, he didn't win. He came in second on the 1500, right? I didn't see the interview, but someone was saying that he said that he eats at the same taco truck, but he didn't that night. But he was like fully supporting Shelby Houlihan. So that's interesting. All right. Sai wants to know how old am I, Kofuzi? I am 41. I always have to think about it. I'm 41. Yeah. All right. Let's get to question number 4. All right. Which Sports Illustrated writer was famous for his bucket hat and aviator sunglasses? We talked about this guy yesterday a little bit. But what Sports Illustrated writer was famous for his bucket hat and aviator sunglasses? Jay Pelican says they're Bowerman burrito. Oh man, it's so funny, like the range of people's kind of like attitudes towards it. Like part of it are like, this is a travesty. Everything from like, this is a travesty to like, this is a giant joke. And I fit on all parts of that spectrum, just at varying times, sometimes simultaneously. It's just a bizarre story. All right, but you guys got this one. Man, I made these questions too easy. But you know what? It was hard to find bucket hat questions. I just wanted to talk about public bucket hats. But I think Uvetra came in with it. Hunter S. Thompson, Chris had it as well. Jeff, Jay. Yeah, you guys got it. Daniel, awesome. Yeah, Vincent came in with HST. Matt, yeah, you guys got it. You guys know. You guys know. Sean says, Fear and Loathing in Flagstaff. Oh man, that's amazing. Well, you know what would be great? You know, I was talking to you guys yesterday how I would love to do like I love Hunter S. Thompson and just like his life that he led. I mean, not the drug part, but like from a literary career perspective. And the unfortunate thing is I don't know if one could have existed without the other. But like him riding with Hell's Angels, him covering all these like crazy races, just like all this kind of thing, endurance races. I mean, they were motorized, but they're still endurance races. But like Fear and Loathing in Flagstaff, I think you're onto something, Sean. I'm going to try and pitch that idea to somebody. See if I can get down there. Not that I could run with those cowboys, but like if I could film them for a while. See, they're already a well-documented group though. Between I mean, Walmsley has like a I feel like he has like a permanent film crew around that lives with him. I know that's not exactly true, but I just feel like he's always being filmed. And then with some of the other guys and their work with Rabbit, I feel like there's always a Rabbit film crew over there too. But I would love it if I could be embedded for like a month or so leading up to, I don't know, another big race of some sort, maybe for next year's. But that would be amazing. I would wear a bucket hat every day and sunglasses if I got that assignment. That'd be amazing. I don't know who to pitch that to or how I can get that job, but I would love to make that happen. And Daniel says, to be fair, the drug part almost seems like the whole part for Hunter S. Thompson. Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe the writing was just a way to continue fueling the drug part. I like to think that he enjoyed the writing and he enjoyed the jobs on a separate level, but maybe not. Let's see. Oh, Martha said, I pass Hunter S. Thompson's favorite hangout almost every time I run. My favorite trail, the Woody Creek Tavern. Oh, that's super cool. Awesome. Jeff Lane says, how many people that publicly support Shelby are not financially compensated by Nike or even specifically associated with Bowerman? You know, I'm not sure. I think, well, that number, I mean, it depends. There's a couple of people who have, well, I mean, like Kate Grace came out and supported her, but she's still a Nike athlete, but she's now out in Boulder. I think it's only a matter of time before she ends up on Team Boss. But, and then Steeple Squiggs also came out to support her, but she just left Bowerman. So I don't, you know, but other than that, I'm not all that sure. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I love this. I'm obsessed with this idea now, Sean. Fear and Loathing in Flagstaff. We got to find a way to make that happen. All right. And let's see. Let's go to the next question, number 5. All right. And this one is sports related, but it's not running related. Which movie features Bill Murray wearing a camouflage bucket hat? Not camo like this, a slightly more green camo. But which movie features Bill Murray wearing a camo bucket hat? I don't think he wears it the entire movie, but I think he does wear it the entire movie. I'm not sure. Oh man, you guys know your bucket hats, or at least your favorite, the famous bucket hats. Yeah, New Betcher. Yeah, you guys got it. Man, you guys are so good. New Betra, Vincent, Sean, you guys all know Caddyshack. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, I had to think about it for a second because my cows wrote Groundhog Day, and I was like, wait a minute. Is Bill Murray's career like revolving around groundhogs? Like, is that another level of like time loop that we're unaware of? I was like, no, I think it was a gopher in Caddyshack. But can you imagine if it was a groundhog and that was just another layer to it, like his entire career? Maybe is that like a meta commentary on his own career? But I was like, no, it was a gopher. And the gopher in Caddyshack that kind of talked. It was like a robot. The groundhog in Groundhog Day was a real groundhog. But anyway, yeah. But that's just something I was like, wait a minute. For like half a second, I was like, oh no, what? And then I was like, no. Yeah, Jay Pelican says 6 degrees of rodent. I mean, they're all rodents, right? But I mean, I think groundhogs and gophers are different. I'm not sure how, but I think they are different. Remy says, what's up, Co and Co? Melting out here in the Northeast, but glad to have the office studio ready to go. Nice. Good to see you, Remy. How's the swimming going for you? Richard Smart is here from Harker Heights, Texas. Good to see you again, Richard. Hope the pool is nice and what does the way say? I hope the pool isn't just nice. Hope the pool is nice. I'm envious. Awesome. Yeah, Eric says, are gophers and groundhogs synonymous? I'm actually not. I don't know. All right. Let's get to the bonus question for today. This one, I don't know if you guys are going to know this one, but it is not only running related, but it's Western States related. But it's not exactly a bucket hat. But name one other runner who has won Western States with a wide brimmed hat. So like we were talking about, like this isn't exactly a bucket hat. I'm not sure what it is. It's a wide brimmed hat of some sort. But the wide brimmed hat was not like this kind of wide brimmed hat either, but it was a wide brimmed hat. Name one other runner who has won Western States wearing a wide brimmed hat. And there might be more than one, but I don't know. But I know of one. I saw a photo of one other Western States winner coming in. I don't know if this athlete ran with it the entire time, but when they finished, they had a wide brimmed hat on. Luis Becerra says Doozer. Oh, that's funny. You know, I was talking with a PR person, one of the PR people today over the weekend, and they were like, yeah, we just picked up this new brand, Doer Jeans. Are you familiar with them, Mike? And I was like, I am familiar with them. He's like, you are? How do you know about them? Well, Ryan Van Doozer ran like the Tarahumara Marathon wearing Doer jeans because it sounded like Doozer. And you mean, he's like, wait, you mean the guy from Boulder, the bicycle guy? He ran a marathon in these? I was like, yeah, he did. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's see. Dan says Goggins. It's not Goggins. And Jay Pelican says John Wayne. Sean says John Muir. Nope. Chris says Jurek. Not. I mean, he may have, but it's not the athlete that I have in mind. Rainrunner also says Jurek. Jeff is also saying Jurek. Yeah, I mean, Jeff says he won 7 times, so the odds are in his favor. It could be. I mean, maybe we have to look it up, but I don't think it is. Martha says Killian. Not that I'm aware of. And let's see. Limp Bizkit. Scotty B also thinking Journey. Steve 06 says John Daly. That's funny. Hilly says Gordy Ainsley. That's a really good guess. But I actually don't know. I don't think I've ever seen any photos of him finishing. Shannon says Dean. It's a good guess too. Let's see if anyone has it. Rainer says Jamiroquai. Oh, that's funny. All right. The answer, see, I don't see it anywhere yet. Mike says Ken Shirk. The answer that I have is Magda Boulet. In 2015, when she won Western States, she came in wearing those ones that are like tan color. They're almost like straw-ish, but they're shorter, and it's like a brim that doesn't really fold or flip up. She came in wearing one of those. So yeah, I had no idea. Because you would think that the people that go to that watch this event, it seems like everyone there is a super fan. Like if you name like an aid station, they can tell you what mile marker that is, that kind of thing. And when everyone was talking about Walmsley coming and running the whole race with a bucket hat, everyone was like, a bucket hat, huh? A bucket hat. You would think that like, oh yeah, Magda, because Magda, I mean, it's not like this was a super, I mean, it was 6 years ago, I guess, but it's like she ran this year too. She finished well, so it's like, it's not like it was unheard of. But yeah, Shelly says Magda. Magda ran one in 2015 with a bucket hat on. And Rainrunner says, I didn't realize Magda won. I didn't realize that either. I didn't know that. But saw the photos. Or at least the article that said she was a winner that year. I mean, I guess I didn't double fact check, but yeah. Stevie76 says bucket hats are sexy. It really loves it. Oh, funny. So funny. All right. I think that's a good place to leave it for today, guys. Thanks everybody for joining in the trivia and tolerating me and watching me for 45 minutes wearing this bucket hat, which as much as I keep thinking if I just wear it more, I'll like stop thinking that I look funny when I wear this hat. I just don't think it's going to happen, but it's functional. And yeah, it's functional and it can help me run endurance races in heat, I think. So I'm going to try and make it work. Let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah. Garrett says, I just looked up the Magda's 2015 win video and it looks like a straw fedora. Yeah. I can't tell what the logo is on it. I want to say it's a North Face hat. Does that make sense? What was she sponsored by? Who was she sponsored by back then? I don't know. I'm not sure. And Recycle on Wednesday says, you look literally the same, but with a hat on. Okay. I just think this makes me look funny. And I just think it just, some hat shapes just don't work for me. So I don't know if this worked for me or not, but I'm going to wear it because it's functional and I'm an old dude. So I'm going to make it work. All right. Tomorrow's video, I went for a first run today in the Triumph 19. It's in the checkered flag colorway. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then we'll do another live stream tomorrow, same time on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central Time. But I also wanted to let you know, to give you guys some heads up, Thursday, the time's going to change to 4 p.m. Central. So it's going to be a little bit later. And the reason for that is because I'm bringing on a friend. Ryan Clayton's going to be on. If you guys are into the trail running and you're watching YouTube, which you probably are if you're here, you already know who that is. But I met him out there finally in person. He was pacing a friend. And so I wanted to talk to him about his experience from the course, which is something that, I kind of got a sense of it, but I wasn't on the course like he was. So super excited to talk to him about that. So he'll be on Thursday. The time's going to be different. Just want to let you guys know. All right. Okay. So that's the schedule for the next couple of days. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in today. Until I see you again, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.